Good morning. Welcome to Frankly Speaking with Frank. One of the things I really enjoy is sitting down with friends, having a cup of Starbucks coffee, and talking over issues. So today I want to talk briefly about why Hillary and the DNC lost the election. They lost the election because they're out of touch with the American people. Nothing proves it more than this exercise the DNC is going through to hold a series of forums around the country. Let's see, according to the USA Today, they're going to Phoenix, Houston, Detroit, and Baltimore to hold a series of discussions on why they lost the election. They're spending money to do this, money that could be used to really help people and to promote the DNC and the values that they want the DNC to represent. But they're not. The fact that they're doing this series of forums illustrates why they lost the election. They're out of touch. They're out of touch with the American people and the values of the American people and the concerns of the American people. Now, I'm not talking about the average Democrat. The average Democrat, the average GOP, the average liberal, average Greenie, we have much more in common than any of these parties would like to admit. We want to be able to live our life in peace. We want to be able to have provide education for our kids. We want to be able to pay fair taxes and not be taxed for things that support countries that hate us. We want to be able to worship in peace, but not support religions that promote hate. We want to support our military, and we're proud of our military, but we don't want to see a military that's wasted by corporate wars and demands on our soldiers that they just can't meet. We want our veterans to be supported. And it goes on and on. We're all Americans. What's really missing from this election, from the past couple of years of our politics in America, is that we've got Republicans, we've got liberals, we've got all these conservatives, we've got all these focus groups. Where's the American candidate? Where's the candidate who wants to step up and who is for America first and not Republicans first, not Democrats first, at the expense of everything else? What's wrong with the DNC is that they became so focused on Hillary, they lost touch with how they could win the election. Bernie Sanders could have beat Trump. Joe Biden could have beat Trump. I would have voted for Joe Biden in a heartbeat. He's one of the few remaining statesmen that Democrats have in their state. I didn't always agree with Bernie, but I liked him a lot because I think he had some agenda items that were focused on the American people. But that's not the way the DNC saw it. Their focus was Hillary and Hillary only. Think about it. She had the superdelegates wrapped up before anybody voted in the primaries. Where's the democracy in that? Where's the people's choice in that? The polls said Biden could have won. The polls said Bernie could have won. But no, it had to be Hillary. It's like the fix was in to put her in the presidency. Now, we can talk about Trump. We can talk about Russian hacking. We can talk about bigotry. We can talk about all these other things that, yes, they're areas of concern. Were they the reason Hillary lost? Absolutely not. Yes, her and Donald Trump are two of the most unpopular candidates in American history. And a lot of people voted against Hillary. Think about it. You can say what you want about WikiLeaks, but the WikiLeaks showed that the DNC leadership, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Donna Brazile, they had it in for Bernie Sanders. He was never going to be a viable candidate going to the DNC. They lost their shot at the person the country would have voted for. He could have united the country in a way that Hillary never can, never will. It's kind of a shame. They had an opportunity to bring this country together, and they failed. There was a lot of rhetoric from the DNC when they were sure Hillary was going to win, that they wanted the country to be united. They wanted the GOP to support their choice. They wanted to be one country. But the proof of the pudding is, after Donald Trump won, all they've done is hate and divide. I'm not talking about the Democrats. I'm not talking about the average Democratic voter who, like I said earlier, is just an American who wants to have a great country and a great opportunity for themselves and for their children. I'm talking about a DNC leadership who's tied in with mainstream media, tied in with the Hollywood elite, and who have no clue to the lives of the average American citizen. So the DNC is going to spend all this money. They're going to go do these forums. All they need to do is look at themselves. If they really want to understand why they lost the election, they need to put all of them in a big hotel room in a Marriott somewhere, have a big stage in front of them, have somebody pull the curtain back, and have a giant 100-foot wide mirror. They can look at that mirror and they can see why they lost. They won't admit it. They won't understand it because they don't want to. But until the DNC decides to understand what Americans want and not what some elitist group of people want for the average American, they're never going to be successful. That's their challenge going forward. I appreciate you taking this time, frankly speaking. We'll come back and we'll sit down and we'll have another cup of coffee.